Hello and welcome everybody, this is your host Learbach and you're just in time for Loot Crate. Now there's a little bit of a thing I should say about this. I recorded this is the second time I'm recording this. The first time my computer actually had a crash, so I kind of already know it's in here, which is kind of a bit of a bummer. Part of the reason I do these live as I do is because I like being surprised, but we'll try and make do with what we can. I couldn't salvage any of the original video footage because it's just screwed up. That's what happens when you're recording and a computer crashes in the middle of it. So yeah. So what do we have for this month's theme? Well, actually, probably shouldn't show you that till later. Let's go ahead and get out the pin and the thingy, the book here. We have this month's theme is play. More specifically, it seems to be co-op gaming. History of game controllers. Oh, didn't notice that the first time. So here's what the pin looks like up close. You got a set of superfight cards, which I'm not sure what they are, and a board game, which is actually what's on the box this month. And here are the tokens and players for said board game. So yeah, we'll just set those on the side. Next up, we have a Money World mini money. These things are like some sort of they give you this blank, and then you I guess use whatever you have. You can use the markers that they come with, or up here it looks like they're using just about anything. Like you look at the one over here that there it goes. Hard. There you go. This, you look at this one. They have like really custom work on that one. Yeah, some for the artsy people, you know. People that are clearly not me, because I can barely draw a stick figure. You also have a hexbug. This is an ant. This is kind of like the thing that we got a couple months ago from the Transformers month. Only this one's a bit bigger and it's a bit more straightforward. In fact, I'm trying to look at a better source I can use than this, because when I first did this, it's gonna go flying. So let me go. And it's all over the way. There we go. Turn that off. That was, oddly enough, a lot better than my first try, where it landed on the floor and started crawling around like an actual ant. I'll just kind of set on its little pedestal here. Kind of neat little thing. One thing I want to mention real quick. This thing came tied in what is my least favorite tying method. You know, most toys have a little wire frame, a little wire cord wrapped in plastic, and just twist tie things. Somewhere along the line, someone thought that wasn't good enough, and so they started using rolled up paper about the same length and tying that in. And that becomes a lot harder because you actually have to get a knife to either cut it open, or in this case, they taped it, so then you just had to tear through the tape, which either way still kind of requires a knife. And I'm thinking these are for, they target these things for kids still, right? So it's just, what kid? Yeah, adult assembly might be acquired just to open the thing. Let's see, what else do we have here? That's the instructions for the hexbug. An online code for the Firefly Online MMO that is, I believe, still in development. This will get you a premium ship for a game that I have no clue whether it's any good or not. I may never know if it has any good or not because it's still in beta. Let's see, next up we have a set of rock, paper, scissors, dice. These actually go with the actual crate itself, the actual box itself, part of the board game. And we'll get into a little bit of that later. Next up, we have a poster. This poster I really like. We go ahead and just there we go. It's an old Atari cartridge blueprint sort of thing, and then you have right here the Pac-Man board, the first level of Pac-Man. I really think that's pretty cool that they did that. What else do we have here? Yes. Back up. It's actually quite easy putting this back up, putting that one away. Next up, we have a book, Ready Player One. The Grown-Ups Harry Potter. Didn't read the back of this. This is about the point where the video kind of screwed up. But not the video, the computer kind of screwed up. So I didn't get quite this far. In the year 2044, reality is an ugly place. The only time teenage Wade Watts really feels alive is when he's jacked into the virtual utopia known as the Oasis. This is gonna be like something like Dot Hack or Sword Art Online, isn't it? Where it's like everyone goes into this online world and stuff. I don't know, man. It'll be good. Let's see. Wade's devoted his life to studying the puzzles hidden within the world's digital confines, puzzles that are based on their creative obsession with the pop culture of decades past and that promise massive power and fortune to whoever can unlock them. But when Wade stumbles upon the first clue, he finds himself beset by players willing to kill to take this ultimate prize. So this is pretty much the plot to Sword Art Online, except that they're not trapped in the virtual world in this case. Already a vast improvement on the concept. Seriously, I've seen like 4 episodes of Sword Art Online. I kind of looked at like half the stuff that's going on, like going seriously. Like people are stuck online, and you got people acting like they do a normal game as if nothing's happened yet. They can't get out either. Yeah, the race is on the flate's going to survive, how to win. Compared to the real world, he's always been so desperate to escape. So this one, the core difference between this and Sword Art Online is that they actually had to confront reality as opposed to whatever the point of Sword Art Online was. Like I said, I got like 4 or 5 episodes in and was like, done. I've been meaning to go back to it, but I can't really. So next up we have Superfight, the Loot Crate deck. I never played Superfight. I've heard of it, but never actually played it. So I think I'm gonna, oh, there we go. Crack this open and take a look at this. Actually, I might want to do that after we look at the last thing. But the last thing we have to look at is the box itself, which you may have noticed right there has a bit of a theme, interesting theme to it, as it is a board game map. Like, yeah, it's a full board game. Like I said, the pieces on the back of the book, I showed them earlier, and the rules. You have to be the first player to collect all 5 items in your crate. There's enough items on here for each player to have 5, so I guess you put the items in the little item pellet, and then you have your own crates here. Let's see. Use the rock, paper, scissors dice that I showed earlier to determine who goes first, and you use those to move. Rock is 1, scissors is 2, and paper is 3. So that's how much you move. Land on a star, pick up 1 item. Land on a circle, square, one of these symbols. Dice battle, another player to steal one of his items. So I guess you'd roll one of the dice, and he'd roll the other, and whoever got better, you know, rock beats scissors, scissors beats paper, paper recovers rock. The ultimate conundrum right there. Another player to steal one of his items that, yeah. So you beat them, you get to steal one of their items. Be careful, if they win the dice, they get one of your items. Assuming, yeah, it says here that that you're missing. So if they have the same item as you probably want to pick another player. If your opponent doesn't have an item you need, you must return one of their items, or they must return one of their items to an item palette. So yeah, they return one of the items there, so you can actually stop someone from winning, and you can collect one that you need. That's in, I guess, in the item palette. So there's no finish line. Just continue around the board until everyone's got 5 items, or someone has 5 items. Excuse me. Follow the directional arrows and make sure you ride the conveyor belts to an item you land on. What the? And make sure to ride the conveyor belts to an item if you land on the blue arrows. So I guess if you land on these spaces, you move directly to an item. Okay, that's cool. Might have to play that sometime. But anyway, let's look at the Super Fight the Loot Crate Edition. The Loot Crate deck. I've never played Super Fight, like I said, so I have no clue. Here we go. Super Fight rules. Separate the white and black cards. The white backed cards are characters. Okay, so these are the character cards. I guess I'll try to do like some sort of like example game or something. And the black backed cards, which are the attributes. Okay. So these cards. So probably should. You can tell you got like a lightning bolt for Super Fight, and then you got a men's room symbol for the characters. Then what else do we have here? We also have these purple and blue cards, which the blue cards seem to be like locations, and which is weird because one of them is Godzilla's stomach. There you go. And the other one is, I think this one's like conditions. Let's see. Player 1 starts by drawing 3 white cards. And 3 black cards. You can look at them, but don't let anyone else see them. Okay? It's gonna be kind of hard to do a 2-player game with only one person. Player 2 does the same. Each player chooses 1 white card and 1 black card from their hand to create a fighter. And places those cards face down. Then they discard the remaining cards into 2 separate piles. Both players turn over their cards and reveal their fighters. Each player then draws a random black card from the deck and adds it to their fighter. And both players argue and plead their cases about why the fighter would win the fight. This is definitely not going to be able to do it. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to do this as one person, because this is good. So let me just go ahead and let's see. We got 3 cards here. We got Dr. Horrible, 2 Tribbles, and Iron Giant. I think I'm going to go with 2 Tribbles. And as far as the black cards, in a flying saucer, using a blank as a club, draw a random character card. Oh, so for stuff like this one, you just draw a random character card and that would fill in the blank. So yeah, we'll do that, and we'll just draw a random character card. Keanu Reeves. Oh, Keanu Reeves. Okay, so using a Keanu Reeves as a club, that's perfect actually. Then you'd argue who would win, so clearly the 2 Tribbles would win simply because they're using Keanu Reeves. And for those of you that disagree, well, feel free to write in the comments. But keep in mind, as soon as the video goes up, your opinion will be null and void. Just saying, right there. Let's see, what else? What's the rest of the rules? Once the arguing is done, the table votes for a winner. and then continue on the back. In the event of a tie, both players draw a random white card and fight to the death with no attributes. The table votes again. Do this until there's a winner. So, here we go. Blue and purple cards are Blue cards are locations. Purple cards are scenarios. Set these aside. Draw one, both, or none for each fight, either before fighters are created or after to take them by surprise. And it says here the cards in this deck are exclusive Loot Crate deck cards. For the full 500 card Super Fight core deck and tons of expansion, but 500? Wow! This is kind of like, in a way, like Cards Against Humanity or Apples to Apples, where it's just kind of you play the game. It doesn't matter who wins. It's just about having fun. And with this one, it's more. There's a blank card here. Here's the. I guess that's the Loot Crate. Yeah, that's the Loot Crate symbol. Looking through Ocelot. Here we go, Godzilla. This goes great with the location card, Godzilla's stomach. Remember that one? And Godzilla. I think Godzilla instantly wins that one because he is indeed the location. No matter what battle you'd have. Unless he has, like, you know, diarrhea. So actually, in that case, I think he'd pretty much win anyway, because, you know, who would want to fight after that? What else? The player to your right. In that case, if I'm the player to the right, does that mean I'm gonna want that card to win because I'm... Yeah, it doesn't make sense otherwise. Ash, which I'm assuming is Evil Dead Ash, not Pokemon Ash. Kaiju, which is like kind of a little generic. Right there, Kaiju is the name of the just the giant monster, is not actually Animorph? Animorph, wow! Star-Lord, oh yeah, Star-Lord. Literal Teen Wolf. I'm just going through some of these. Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob, wow. Keanu Reeves, Two Trolls, you already know. Okay. That seems like it'd be a fun game to play with a few people in mind. Again, kind of seems a lot like Cards Against Humanity, so if you like that kind of game, but you're tired of being, you know, horrible to each other, it'd probably be fun. It'd probably be a fun game to play, especially if you like, you know, arguing about superheroes. So that brings us to the end of this Loot Crate, and I have to say, I love stuff like board games. Like it's just, I wish I could play more board games, but unfortunately, my current living conditions, like the people I'm currently living with, kind of don't have the time to do it, which is a real shame. Because, you know, between my sister and her husband taking care of my nephew and them going to work, the only other person is my nephew-in-law, who is like about just only like 6 years younger than me, so he's like not that young, or not that young, but he's extremely competitive and he doesn't really tend to play board games because he's extremely competitive, which really sucks because trying to get him, and I just, that's super fight rules, don't want to lose those. Trying to get him to play board games, not gonna happen. Just simple as that. Like, it just is not going to happen. So yeah, at least I got a free deck out of that. And a few other things. So yeah. So that's been this Loot Crate. I just realized finding music for this is gonna be a little difficult. Not that anyone here is gonna really know. By this point, I'll have music. So yeah. But anyway, with all that said, I think I'll go ahead and end here. So until next time, I'll see you guys later.